on YouTube? Tyler here with False Neutral Media, alongside with me, my brother co-host Trevor, and we just got done with A1. It
Yeah.
was so good. So
Mhm.
much to talk about. I'm excited, but let's get into it. But before we get in just to everything and 250s, we just want to say we're glad that Malcolm and Justin Barsha are okay. Justin Barsha posted on Sunday yesterday that he walked out of the hospital. He's okay. He has I think he fractured uh he said like his right wing or something in his back or
Right.
something, but
Possibly like a fracture in the
yeah.
scapula or something.
And
Mhm.
Malcolm with a dislocated shoulder after that really scary race incident. No, I'm just glad both of those guys rode away and walked away from that. That was very scary, but I'm glad both of them are okay. Um, and we see them back as soon as possible. I don't know if we're gonna see them maybe for San Diego. Maybe we will, but I could definitely see them being ready for A2. Justin Barsha maybe a little longer just to play it safe. But again, glad you guys are okay. That is all that matters. I want to start off with that, but let's get into the 250. We got a lot to
Let's
talk
get into
about.
it. Hmm.
Our pick was Hayden.
Our pick was Hayden, and yet tragedy befell him.
Yeah,
Rough starts, not able to get up to where he wanted to in the main. In his heat, he did great. Took it,
yeah,
right? Won it. We had Monster Energy Yamaha was absolutely in full force in the 250 heats. They've won. Max ANC won his, and then Hayden won his. Both of them lined up, but it was clear when it came to race time in the main that some riders were definitely showing up, getting good starts, and absolutely holding that pace. And you got to give it up for 'em. Max Ansey, Chance Hymas, Ryder D. Francisco. All of them are putting up good speed. It was great. We also had Levi Kitchen. Tragedy befell him as well.
yeah,
Um, and I don't think a lot of people are giving Levi his flowers for how fast he carved through the pack as well, because
yeah.
he finished in sixth, while Hayden finished in fourth. Um, but overall, what was your feelings on the 250 class? What were your thoughts going into it, and how did it stack up when the time came for the gate to drop?
Dude, honestly, I thought the heats were awesome, super entertaining. The track was definitely technical, super slick, a lot of
Mhm.
rocks, pebbles, and there was just so many different lines. So these riders had to be on their A game through and
Right.
through. But I think the biggest surprise from a couple riders, just from A1, but Hunter Yoder actually surprised me pretty big. I think that we're going to see some good results out of him. But the rider that stood out the most to me was, I mean, the talk of the scene right now, Rider D.
Hmm.
Ryder D looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think he did get a little bit tired. Obviously, I think once he gets in that flow, um with the bike and everything, we're gonna see him hold off way more laps in the lead, and play a little more defense and make that gap a little bigger so he could breathe a little more. But I mean, it's just A1
Right.
out of these rounds. And like I even think Chase Hymas looked amazing. I didn't really
Chance
have him.
Hymas?
Chance Hymas. I don't know why I say so. Yeah, there
Yeah.
is someone that I know that is Chance. Yeah, okay, my bad. But yeah, Hymas looked absolutely phenomenal.
Hmm.
Super smooth, barely any mistakes, honestly.
Hmm.
And Max Ansing. Talk about it.
Max Anstey was holding a wonderful pace. He was out front, got out front early, and just demanded respect in the class. And I think people are quick to be like, Hayden's going to take this. I do think right now all the pressure is on Hayden.
Yeah.
He's got the 1W plate. He's wanting to solidify a back to back championship so he can go to the 450s knowing that he went out on top. But I will say, dude, Max Anstey has carried the momentum from World Supercross and has brought it over to A1, and it showed.
Yeah.
Chance Hymas had a lot of time off to practice and get ready, right? He's showing the speed. Ryder DeFrancisco, for me, kind of came out of nowhere and was like, I think this is my year. And the master of the mischievous mustache
Bro.
proved it. He did good. Levi Kitchen, again, he has the speed. I think San Diego, we're going to see a little fire lit under his ass. And I think we're going to see a Deegan out for blood.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what happens next. Do I think this is a good barometer for the temperature of what the 250 class is going to be? Sure, I think we've got our heavy hitters kind of out forward, showing that even if we start in the back, we can still carve through the competition to get back into contention.
Yeah.
So I think we're in for a 250 season where I think Hayden Deegan's just going to have to prove that he can handle the pressure. We also have to remember he didn't get his first win until A2 last year, the third round in.
That's right.
So it's normal for all these nerves and bugs to get sorted as they start getting back into form. Uh, but I'll tell you this, Max Anstey looked like he has already figured it out and feels the pace, has a good flow. And also, I love watching Max Anstey win. He's very
Yeah.
humble. He's a good dude. Um, and I enjoyed watching his racing. He did fantastic. I am looking forward to Chance Hymas showing us a bit more of that speed. He was showing us in outdoors last year, so to see him carry that into A1, showing the speed and definitely putting a stamp of I'm here to compete for a championship. I'm not just here because Honda needs one rider at least, right? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm here to compete for a championship. And then I think Ryder DeFrancisco is that wild card right now. But Levi Kitchen is not to be forgotten about. So I think
Yeah.
our top five right there with Hayden, Max Anstey, Chance Hymas, Ryder D, Levi Kitchen. I think those are going to be your heavy hitters every single weekend.
You're
So it
leaving out
depends on
one
how they
name though,
stack up.
brother. You're leaving out one name.
And what's that?
Cameron fucking McAdoo.
And that's true. That's another wild card into the top five mix
Yes.
because he was looking good until the cross rut happened.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunate. But I
Definitely.
do believe that the reason I'm not necessarily putting Cameron McAdoo up there is he was out for a bit and he's returning to form. Some of these guys, right? Chance was out for a while, but it's one of these things of how many of these guys can keep up the pace every single round and stay consistent? That's what I'm trying to kind of see and seek
Yeah.
through in this 250 class. Do I think that Cameron McAdoo has what it takes? I do. I think he just needs to lock in. But I will say, we are seeing that the Kawasaki's, whether it's in the 250 class or the 450, there seem to be some issues that people are working through. And I think we'll talk more about that in the 450. But
Yeah.
if Levi Kitchen can pull it together, if Cameron McAdoo can pull it together, that's a teammate duo that can blast through the top five as long as they can keep and hold the pace.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that.
No, I definitely agree. It's going to be a really good round two at San Diego. Where I'm glad that we kind of see where everyone's kind of at and now where everyone's kind of goals and motivations are being set to the standard about going into the rest of this championship. I thought it was great racing, edge of the seat. both classes, 250 and the premier class of the 450. And
Mm-hmm.
I think we should get into the 450 because, my God, there is so much to talk about. So, congratulations, Max Anstein, Hymas, and DeFrancisco. Awesome race. I can't wait to see what happens in round two. 450s. Where do we
450s.
begin?
One, we begin with the dominant manufacturer. KTM was in full force. And before anybody writes him off, AP was ripping out of the last chance qualifier into
Yeah.
that main. He really, really was showing some speed. The fact that all three factory 450 KTM riders are looking fast. And not just fast, dominantly fast.
Barking, as
like
ET3 would say. Barking.
ET3, Prado, and AP launching out of the gates.
Yep.
Makes me happy to see. And I think I've got a title for this 2026 450 season. I think it's the year of the old guard.
The old
I
guard.
truly believe it is the year of the old guard.
But is he too old?
Enough! Enough! Enough!
Isn't he gonna retire?
Every time. It's got to be tiring for Eli Tomac to weekend after weekend be on the podium and then going, Eli, there's a lot of people saying that you might be towards the end of your career. You are old and ancient like a Roman artifact. When will you crumble into dust? And he's like, I just won.
Yeah.
I just won the race.
On a new bike, new team, everything.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? And that's my thing that I've been saying this whole time is I go, you guys act like Eli Tomac's like, I'm doing this for fun.
Right.
Like this dude is the premier rider for the KTM team. I think they noticed, they went, if he wants to sign a 1-year contract, we don't care. He's been beating us all season last season. And what is he doing? He's putting on a show, dude. He's barking. He's telling everybody, he's like, I'm in love with this bike. I love this bike.
Smiling more than he ever has.
Dude, as a Tomac fan who loves to make my profile picture in this Discord server, Eli Tomac, I have been given absolute diamonds for profile pictures. The one of him before A1 turned around.
Is it
That's
still
what
that
he
one?
was doing.
Is it still that one?
It's
or did
still
you
that
change
one.
It?
It's still here. Should I show them?
Show them. It's
beautiful.
It's a little blur. What is around like your name?
I don't know. It's some sort of Discord Nitro bullshit. Anyways, KTM came out in full force. They were showing speed. But when I say it's the season of the old guard, Ken Roczen was on fire. Jason Anderson was showing that he's in this fight.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter Lawrence was fighting for his life.
He was like Jon Snow against the dead.
Yeah. But also, like, we saw a lot of people that were going fast in qualifying, but when the race time came, it was a little bit more difficult. You get what I mean? Chase Sexton qualified fastest lap time, but when it came to push that Kawasaki, things started to kind of fall apart for him. And that's where we can get into that conversation. We saw a lot of factory riders in the LCQ. So there was a lot of things going in, a lot of different elements going into the main event, which led us to our first initial lap, which ended up being red flag because of the racing incident. An accident, we see that everybody kind of piling into that triple right off the start. Everybody's really close. So you're fighting for a position and a spot to jump. And if you get pushed from the inside and you don't get that traction going off the triple and you have to double it, if you're not doubling that, right, because it's a triple, you have no idea what ruts are on that side. And what we saw is Malcolm Stewart doubling into that. right? We see him get cross-right a bit, and it launches him a little bit to the left side, and that's where we saw Justin Barcia hit.
Yeah.
So, like you said at the beginning of this, happy to hear that those dudes are okay. Eli Tomac even said on the podium, hey, like that really affected me, like seeing Barcia
Yeah.
down like that.
Everyone. Yeah.
So happy to hear they're okay. Cooper Webb was out there being
Dude.
like, hey, AP, I've come to defend my championship, and you are in front of me, which means immediate missile silo launch. I'm driving straight for it. And we saw he was like, hey, sorry, AP, that's my bad, dude. I wasn't really paying attention, but good to see that both of them were okay after that racing incident. There were a lot of
Yeah.
racing incidents that you couldn't really chalk up to being like, that was kind of dirty and purposeful. It was
Yeah.
more people were getting
First
eaten
race
alive in the
jitters.
whoops,
Yeah.
first
Those
race
whoops are
jitters, and everybody's
gnarly.
people were getting swallowed left and right, but the KTM was carving through it like butter, dude.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Suzukis were carving through it like butter. But I think I want to talk now with you
You've been
about
fucking talking, so keep
about
it
who was
going.
my number one pick, which I went on a limb and said, Chase Sexton's had some time. Let's see if he can do it. I'm
Yeah.
happy to eat my words. I'm here eating my words, going, you fell for my trap. Now I can eat my words and we
You
can
fell
talk
for
about
my
what may
trap.
be the problem. Chase
Yeah.
Sexton was the only factory Kawasaki 450 rider to make the main. Not very good look for Garrett Marchbanks for his 450 debut.
Yeah.
But we looked at him in the LCQ in that crash in the whoop section. And dude, in my opinion, it looked like those forks were doing fuck all for him getting through that section.
Yeah.
It looked like it could not absorb it, and it bounced and ripped him to the side.
Yeah.
Chase
Little too
Sexton,
stiff.
we saw as soon as the fork needed to compress when he overjumped going into the box jump, what happened? It hit, and that front end went later.
Yeah.
This was stuff that we have heard from people saying, dude, the Kawasaki feels dangerous to ride at this level because the front end, right? We saw people ducking the front end. Jason Anderson said in WSX on the podium, looks like all I needed was a Suzuki, right?
Yeah.
You've got Prado, who's been on the record. He just won his heat, got top 3, right? He's sitting in third. And he sits there and he goes, I just want to thank everybody at Red Bull KTM, right? Like when you have a team that works with you, you can get this done. So I'm not saying it's a team thing or a mechanic thing or a rider thing. I'm just saying it looks right now like nobody's comfortable on that bike right now in
Yeah.
the 450 class. We're also seeing problems in the 250 class. So it's just one of those, I don't know how I would chalk it up, but to me, it looks like a bike issue right now. It looks
Yeah.
like the bike's just not at that level. It's not as safe as the Suzuki or the KTM right now. And it's certainly not as safe as the Yamaha, which we've seen be dominant, and the Honda, which has been dominant the last, 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those, hey, Chase, it could be that the fastest bike for you was the Honda, and the competitive nature of you and Jet might have forced you into trying to figure out a different team and going to bikes that just aren't your style of riding. Whereas Eli Tomac gets on the KTM, makes the changes he wants, it's ripping. Jorge Prado gets on the KTM, it's ripping. AP's on the KTM, it's ripping. What
Yeah.
did we say last season? Hey, dude, Chase is saying that he can't put it together on this KTM, but AP's in the top 5. What happened? So I
Yeah.
think it's just one of those, hey, dude, this could be a rider issue for Chase specifically with pressure and any of that when the race time comes, when the gate drops. But the bike wasn't successful for anybody this weekend.
Yeah. It
So,
was definitely a bummer to see Marchbanks go down in that LCQ and not make it in for his 450 debut. But it is only A1. Points do matter. This is the best time to get those points and get that
right.
lead as much as possible or stay in contingency for the championship going into round
Mhm.
two. But no, I definitely agree with you with I think it is some bike issues, whether it's like a big thing or it could be the smallest thing. They just need to figure it out. I mean, from the past, we know a lot of the riders, especially Ryan Villapoto, he was a back wheel rider. So it and I don't bikes are so much different from then, but I
Mhm.
think Villapoto just made it look so easy. Because of his writing style, and everyone's writing style is different obviously, and everybody's trying to switch it up, especially with how everything is now. And no, I hope they get it figured out going into round two so we could see Chase up on top. I know that qualifying is one thing, but that's where you can kind of take it easy and then do one hot lap. Okay, I'm good. I got a good gate pick. I'm done. So going from qualifying straight into racing, totally two different things, obviously. And it definitely showed. I mean, he was looking good on it. He was making some good passes from where he
Of course.
was in the pack. But just those little Chase Sexton mistakes, whether it's the bike or not, you know and that section was super tricky and technical because it was
Yeah.
deep, it looked deep sand. And if you hit that in a certain spot, dude, it kicked you, but he launched that fucker. And I mean, his front tire was almost in the middle of the tunnel table, so
Mhm.
it's like I think it just the excitement, the adrenaline, everything all in one, the crowd going crazy, first race jitters. I think we're
Mhm.
gonna see a different Chase Sexton. Um,
Yeah.
you know, but I thought it was awesome racing, and we know with Barsha's crash and stuff, but let's talk a little before that happening.
Mhm.
Ducati. Let's talk Ducati for a second, because holy
So
shit.
that was actually what I was going to bring up with transitioning from the Chase Sexton conversation, because right behind Chase Sexton finishing is Dylan Ferrandis on a brand new Ducati team.
Yeah.
We saw Justin Barsha. He was getting good
Ripping.
starts. He was
Ripping.
ripping through. So it's one of those like, dude, the Ducati can compete, and it
Absolutely.
can compete with the Kawasaki. It can compete with the Honda. It can compete. So seeing the fact that like, hey, dude, a new manufacturer is coming in. This is another worrying thing for the Kawasaki riders to be like, hey, dude, how come a brand new team is coming in and has never really raced the Supercross before, and they're putting together good starts,
Battling for
good
third.
consistent laps, and competing,
Yeah.
right? So it's one of those, hey, dude, when we do the conversations of, well, it's a new bike, it's a new team, I go, Ducati's placing.
Yeah.
They are doing well. If they don't go down, they're doing well,
Yeah.
right? KTM, you've got two riders that are brand new to this bike, right? Brand new to the American KTM bike. They just went 1-3. They went 1-2 in their heat race. If AP didn't get
Yeah.
taken
Battling
out,
each other.
he would
Yeah.
have been battling for fucking, you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's one of those, we can use the excuse for anybody of, well, it's a new bike, new. Yeah, everybody's affected by race jitters, except for the exceptions who aren't immune from it, who placed 1, 2, and 3, right? And we
Yeah.
find that it's most likely they're comfortable in the bike, they're happy with where they are, they're being treated well, and they're putting in the work. So it's just up to who wants to put in the work and what teams are working well with each other. I think that will make consistency. And as we've said before, consistency will win championships. And right now, I'm just saying Tomac's looking great, Prado's looking good, and Roxon's looking good. And as I said, Roxon should be the one to watch this year.
Yeah.
If Eli or Roxon can take home a championship this year, I will be very excited. If Jorge Prado can come out and win a championship and stuff the middle finger into the face of everybody, I'm happy to watch it, man. This is going to be a fun season.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree, and I'm all here for it because I think I'm not even gonna lie. I think if there was one more lap, Roxon and Eli would have been barred. It would have been a insane battle that last lap because Roxon was right there. I mean, I bet on the last lap Eli took a step back, going from 100% or 90% to about 80 to 75. And like, okay, here it is, because you even saw him in the whoops, like he was kind of, cruising through, playing it safe. And but Roxon, he charges so fast. So don't underestimate him, even if he's in second and you feel like you have a good gap. Get off the track immediately. Hit that checker flag before he catches you. Because if you make that little mistake, even if you think you have it in the bag, celebrate a little too early, he will counter it and pass you. But I thought it was awesome. Justin Cooper I thought he did really good. Who else? I did see, Anderson looked really good on the bike as well. I thought he displayed a great performance. Hunter, I was a little disappointed in Hunter because, as we talked about, can he keep that momentum, keep that speed without his brother Jet in the mix and leading the way, kind of giving him that flow to follow. I think that he's gonna come more out of that shell and realize, okay, I can set the pace. I don't need my brother there. Not that, he's thinking that. It was a tough track. It was, I think, maybe 2 or 1 line track, super hard to pass. But I think he rode good for what it was for the first round. I mean, a lot of these riders definitely surprised me, so I'm looking forward to it. Cooper Webb, with that incident, just with AP, I did say earlier, like, oh yeah, maybe AAP shouldn't have cut into the inside first lap, knowing it is first lap. But I mean, he had a really good gap on the two. He is leading. I think that Cooper Webb just came in way too hot. Because if you even look at it, even if AP did go on the outside, he was coming in because he looked back at Prado. Actually, he looked on the inside when Prado was on the outside. But I feel like he wouldn't even make that turn if he came to the inside to outside. I mean, maybe so, but he was coming in way too hot. There was no way of slowing that down. Just, a little accident, and, it happens. I feel it for AP because, he did take that time off, that rest, and I'm excited to see what AP brings because he is not one to be left out. We've seen it at outdoors. We've seen it in races where he has led the whole way and made those little mistakes and cost him, a win. And if it's mud, it's game over. If it's raining, mud, it's AP. So I'm excited to see, what happens going into the second round. Again, it was just unfortunate for Barsha and Malcolm, but again, I'm glad that they're okay. But no, I thought A1 was everything it could be and should have been. And I'm looking forward to this season, dude. I really am. I love watching Jet. Jet's an absolute monster on 2 wheels, but I'm not gonna lie, it is refreshing seeing a lot of these guys go, okay, this is this could be my time, my shot. Um, let's open up some opportunities for my future. So I'm excited to see. Um, and no, yeah, I don't even know what else to talk about because it was
Yeah.
so exciting. I might watch it again today.
Yeah. I will say my last thing, because I am a Jet and Hunter fan, but I'm not going to be soft on Hunter. Right. I haven't talked much about Hunter in this because it was this. Brother, you were the second place guy all season.
Yeah.
The fuck we doing in fourth?
Yeah.
Right. And that's as me being a Lawrence fan. Hunter, you know what you have to do. You have to be dominant and you have to set that pace. You cannot wait for somebody to set the pace. You have to attack it. I think he knows that. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything Hunter doesn't know, but it's this. If you want to prove that you are just as fast and that you have the speed to beat your brother, it starts here when you beat everybody else. If you can't do that, well, that's going to hurt. That's not going to be great for you, especially when your brother comes back and he's ready to put the iron to everybody, right? This is Hunter's time to be able to prove that. And like we said, there's jitters. It's the first race, but I'm not using that excuse for everybody every year. You know
Yep.
what you have to do. You need to put it together and you need to perform. That's what we want to see you do, right? We want to see Hunter Lawrence be successful. I would love to see Hunter Lawrence battling with Eli, Ken, and Jorge Prado for a top three, if not an overall position first place. But Hunter's got to put that together and he's got to be confident in himself. He has the speed. We know he has the speed. Put it together and let's see what he does in San Diego. So
Yeah.
that's my last thought because I haven't talked much about Hunter Lawrence, but that's the thing, dude. If you're going to be second place to your brother most of the season, well, we're going to expect you in the top three. And I think he knows that. And it's just putting it together and coming back next week and trying to figure it out.
I do think he is a lot better and more comfortable with outdoors
Mm-hmm.
over Supercross as well too. But no, I definitely agree with that, just with everything that they've done in their career and these past couple years and him jumping to the 450 class. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna see a lot of these riders. I think we're gonna see even more from Eli Tomac.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
more. So I'm like I said, I am excited for this season. But yeah, do you got anything else that we're missing? I the uh with the four of them, what was it? It was
Mm-hmm.
uh Chase Sexton, Hill, Hunter, and Roxon. All four. That was okay, that was sick. I definitely don't want to leave that
Awesome.
out. That was sick.
Awesome.
That was sick.
Awesome.
Four of them, dude. All on one section and one jump. What was it? Kenny and Sexton almost coming together in the air. That
And
was
Roxon's just
insane.
like leg out. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
So no, I'm happy. It was definitely edge of your seat and bar to bar action. It was not a letdown at all whatsoever. So I'm excited for, like I said, the rest of the season.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we'll see y'all in San Diego.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. Here we go. Race week. Here, San Diego. We're gonna get ready for it. We won't be there, but we're gonna try to hopefully maybe go to A2. We'll see. We definitely want to go to one of the California races before they are done. But yeah, leave a comment of what your guys' thoughts were with the top three riders and what you guys think, or what were your predictions. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Keep that notification bell on so you don't miss an episode when it's posted. And exciting things to come with False Neutral Media for 2026. So I'm excited. Thank you guys for tuning in, supporting the channel, and we'll see you after San Diego. I can't believe I fucked up
It's
Hymus's
okay.
name.
You're all good. It's because we were making fun of his name earlier.
We were making fun
Chase Hyman.
because Lee differ.
Lee Differ.